For as impressive as Hillcrest grad Bucky Irving is on the field, he's even more impressive off it. Savota will tee it up against the best in the world from the PGA Tour and LIV Golf. But unlike most of them, competitive golf is not his 9 to 5. In fact, he spends most of his time here in Oak Brook at Butler National Golf Club, where he's a teaching professional, a career which he finds incredibly rewarding. We all know about Caitlin Clark, but one of Clark's Iowa teammates who supported her incredible run is a Windy City native. This is where Irving got his start, Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills, and he truly burst onto the scene with a nearly 400-yard, 4-touchdown performance against rival Lamont in his sophomore season. Connolly continues to impact the women's game. One of her former players, Sydney Afalter, just competed in the national championship with Iowa. There certainly are, Jasmine, and I spoke to a couple of them, one member of the men's national team and one Olympic hopeful on the women's side. The Olympics have highlighted many of the world's major issues, from racism to sexism, terrorism, global tension, war, even pandemics. It's really had it all. Just like the Chicago weather, the golf calendar is heating up. The best players in the world are at the PGA Championship this week in Louisville, Kentucky. I spoke to one Chicago area club pro who will be right there with them. Medill sports media reporter Robbie Hoden is here with me to break down the incredible weekend of college hoops. Robbie, let's start with the women. How did South Carolina topple Caitlin Clark in Iowa? On a sunny summer day in Chicago, you'll see so many sailboats out on Lake Michigan, so it kind of makes sense that there's a Chicago area sailor representing the United States at the Paris Olympics.
Women's basketball is on the rise, setting records for viewership and attendance.
It's amazing. We were always waiting for it to happen.
One of Chicago's own, Mary Pat Connolly, helped make it happen.
When I was playing basketball in high school, even at Illinois, basketball was considered a boys' game. We had to fight for everything that we got.
She was the first women's athlete to earn a full scholarship to the University of Illinois. She arrived on campus in 1975.
Well, I'm a Title IX baby. I still remember this coming out the tunnel of the assembly hall and saying, wow, this is just really amazing.
After college, she joined the first women's professional basketball league in United States history, playing for her hometown Chicago Hustle.
We really, really wanted it to work because we loved playing basketball.
The league disbanded after Connolly's second season, and she moved on, eventually to a very successful coaching career. But years later, she got the recognition she deserved.
Kind of faded away, and then all of a sudden it's resurrected, and hey, you guys are going to go into the Hall of Fame as trailblazers for the women's game.
In 2018, Connolly and other players in the first women's professional basketball league were honored by the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame.
But despite her groundbreaking individual achievements, perhaps her biggest impact has been on the players she's coached.
It was just so amazing to be coached by someone who has done so much to grow the game herself.
Connolly coached at Marist High School for 20 years until her retirement in 2022. She won 14 regional titles. During the course of her storied basketball career, the women's basketball landscape changed dramatically, but some things remain the same.
Love of the game, passion that the girls have. I think that's what has carried over to the girls playing now. It's the same thing.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Bucky Irving, running back, Oregon.
Saturday, April 27th was a huge day for Chicago native Bucky Irving. That's the day the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected the Hillcrest High grad in the 4th round of the 2024 NFL Draft.
It was emotional, just something you work for your whole life.
But for Irving, the road to get here was filled with tragedy. His father died when he was just 2. He lost his grandmother in high school. One of his younger brothers was shot and killed shortly after.
Yeah, I carry them with me every day, man. It's just a blessing where I come from, just thinking about the loved ones that I lost. I know they smiling down on me.
Football helped him get through it all. And now, it's taken him all the way to the NFL.
Bucky Irving, touchdown Oregon.
This is where Irving got his start, Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills. And he truly burst onto the scene with a nearly 400-yard, 4-touchdown performance against rival Lamont in his sophomore season.
From there, we like, yeah, this kid's gonna be something. So
he certainly was, making plays throughout his high school career that even his coaches couldn't believe.
It was just a highlight that, you won't forget. If you were there, you never forget it.
Irving became one of the highest-ranked recruits in the state. He started his college career at Minnesota. After a strong freshman season, he transferred to Oregon and became an all-conference player there.
Bucky Irving down the sideline. Touchdown, Oregon!
But even now, as he's headed to the NFL, he won't forget his hometown.
I just wanted to be the guy from the south side of Chicago to set the example for the kids back at home and show them like it's real capable if you put the time and work into it.
For Chicago This Week, I'm King Jemison. Cubs fans are feeling good about the 2024 campaign, despite missing the playoffs over the past 3 seasons.
I'm optimistic we'll at least win the division.
What are your expectations for this year's team?
Playoffs. Hopefully go all the way.
Well, we're Cubs fans, so we're, of course, the eternal optimist, right? Like, everybody starts clean slate.
Fans are particularly happy about the addition of new manager Craig Counsell.
I like our new manager. I think he knows the division pretty well. I think we have a pretty solid base of players.
We have a new manager. You know, our roster's a lot deeper.
Back is Doyle, turning, looking, out of here.
The Central's for the taking, so I think we can do it.
But above all, Cubs fans were just thrilled to be back at Wrigley for opening day.
It should be a national holiday. It just means hope. I plan my life around the Cubs.
Yeah, it's the start to this best 6 months of the year. This is my first one at Wrigley, so I'm excited.
It's Chicago, the best baseball city in the world.
Nothing beats a game at Wrigley, especially a home opener.
Chicago won that home opener 5-0 behind a dazzling first start from Japanese pitcher Shota Imanaga. They went on to sweep the Colorado Rockies
Ball game. Cubs win.
and win 2 out of 3 versus the Los Angeles Dodgers over the weekend.
Stay tuned for more Cubs coverage all season.